this one?
What number is this between us? Like 3?
This is the third one.
I was gonna say, I was like, it's definitely been more than 2.
Alrighty, everybody, welcome to the LTA Show. Happy 2022. I'm with Devon, returning guest.
Woo!
Last time we did this was in August?
No, it was definitely like,
Earlier than that?
no, after that, wasn't it?
So September? October?
It was either September or October.
Something like that. But it's been a while. A lot of things to catch up on. Before we start into the topic for today and discuss some things, how was your Christmas and your New Year's before we start?
All good. Not bad. Definitely, like, was chilling for the most of it. Just pretty much just family time together for, like, the small family gatherings we did. Since, like, some of my family got exposed to COVID. And so we just decided to do, like, very small group gatherings instead, which was very, I think, productive. And honestly, it was very nice seeing, like, my grandma and, like, my uncle and my aunt and some of my cousins. But then, like, being able to just stay in during New Year's and not go out and be crazy really helped, I think. So deciding to just stay in and, like, spend time with family, which is nice. So other than that, it's a whole nother season gone by. And so there's a lot to think about, a lot to be happy about, be grateful for. Another new year. We're getting through this together. Another, second and a half year of pandemic?
Yeah.
We're doing well, though. Trying to cope with it. Other than that, like, got boba still, so we're hanging in there.
That's true. Teaspoon. Little dessert action. Can't really see it. Surprise.
1 minute in and Devon has already spilled on himself.
Oh no.
Party foul.
So, with the new year, I know we discussed it beforehand, but, you got any, like, sort of long-term plans or something you want to either achieve, improve upon for this year, or maybe even for the long term?
Definitely self-improvement has been, like, my main focus. I've just, like, in general, these last couple of years, just, like, trying to, like, acknowledge the parts of myself that aren't perfect and, like, accept that they won't be, but I can still improve and be better upon myself in other ways. So, like, I'm, like, a big advocate for, like, mental health, being kind to yourself first, and, like, prioritizing yourself over others. Because, like, you only have one body, you only have one mind. Sure, like, take care of yourself. But I'm kind of a hypocrite because I don't follow my own advice, so I've had to learn to be nicer to myself, treasure myself more, and just
Well, I mean, like, to add on to what you're saying, I've done the same thing where I'm just, like, advocating the same thing. Care about yourself. And, like, sometimes we just tend to forget to take care of our own selves because we're trying to help other people. So, and, like, we're not going to be perfect, like, and, we might just be really passionate about trying to help other people that we just sometimes forget about ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I mean, we've identified it and, like, we'll improve upon it. It's just, like, that's just what happened because we're genuinely wanted the best out of people. Well, so you can try some of this too while you're at it.
Oh, I should have grabbed myself another spoon then.
Well, there's a fork there.
Or I was saving that fork for you so you can eat some fries. But if you want to just use your fingers, that's fine.
I mean, like...
That works. I'll try a little bit. Grab a pearl or two. Bang. Bang. I lost one. Sure.
This is pretty fire.
What is it?
It's like rice, taro ball, mochi ball, momoko ball, coconut ice cream, and, like, some shaved ice or something.
For sure a banger. Thank you, Sweet Moment. San Mateo.
I mean, like, it's great that we're both thinking the same way, just helping each other out. I wouldn't say it's bad, and, like, you're not a hypocrite, you just forgot to prioritize yourself as well, because we just wanted to help each other.
It's true.
That is totally okay, and it's good that you notice it now before, like, you end up, like, destructing yourself, like self-destruct, Like, sometimes people just burn out before they even know it, and it's, like, already too late.
Yep. people don't reach out for help enough. So and I'm definitely a culprit to that. And that's why I'm like, hey, the strongest people need the most help. So ask for help. Learn how to ask for help. It's not about a humility or a pride thing. Just acknowledge that you're human and that we're social creatures. We need each other. As introverted as you can be, we need social connections to keep us alive. Like whether that's as small as like, I don't know, waving to like a stranger. Okay. Like, I don't know. Like we're just like the little things. Like reconnecting with a friend, helping a neighbor up the stairs. I don't know.
It's just, being part of a community.
Yeah.
It's true though. Sometimes the strongest people had to get a lot of help from other people. Like, even the famous people today, like, they had to get a lot of help in order to reach that potential, because sometimes it's hard to achieve some things just by yourself. And like, you can help yourself too while I'm talking. So
I appreciate
you gotta share it.
I'll take a little bit.
But I give an example like cross country. Like, it is individually how you perform, but in order to get to that level, you had to like run as a team, and you had to build that camaraderie, making sure that everyone, because sure, you can be the best runner out there, but if you have a strong team, you'll get farther. You can qualify into like championships, because in order to get a championship win, you have to win as a team. You can get individuals, but a team is more important because it matters more, getting that trophy. And you see all the hard work everybody's put into it. And like, you can put in your own work individually, you can see the result, but it's more satisfying when you get a team win than just being like, I won my race. Sure, it's really good, but it's better to say I won my team competition.
Yeah. Like we won as a team. That's why I loved swim, because it was individual events. So, but your performance wouldn't mess anybody else up. So like it's like a sport, team sport like soccer. Oh, if you play a certain position, like you could lose, potentially be blamed for and scapegoated for a certain mistake during a certain game, and like you could accidentally run into your own teammate.
Yeah.
But during swim or during other sports like that, it's very hard to interfere with other people's events unless it's like intentional, which is bad sportsmanship, obviously. But my point is that like we work together collectively to like better ourselves, and that will better our team overall. So by bettering yourself, you better the people around you, and by that I mean like the company you keep, like the family you have, the people you care about, your friends. Like the better you do, you bring them up as well. Because if they are your friend, if they are your friend, they will benefit from your happiness as well, and they will be happy for you.
I mean, I'd also say it's not just sports. Like, there's also when working at a business, there's a lot of team-oriented things that you have to do as a team. Like, there's a project. Surely one person can't do all of it. You got to manage a group. Even like school too. Like, I'm sure everybody's done it. They have a school project.
Oof.
And they have like a team of 3 or a team of 4, and you just gotta like work together, because a lot of people can relate because they've done it, where one person just does all the work.
Yep.
Sure, it is like, in some situations like not everyone cares about the project, but it's so much better when you work as a team, because like if it's like a presentation, for example, you can tell how much that team put in the work. Like they practice, rehearse things, they worked on each other's like points, slides, whatever it is. You can tell obviously which one worked as a team and which one didn't, just by the way they're like presenting. It's pretty obvious as a teacher. And some cases you can do things alone, but it's just so much better as a team. You get better things, a lot of things done quicker actually.
Like obviously not to discount like single-handed like hard work and like work ethic of a certain person, but working as a team can benefit a lot of other things as well. So it's like you need to be a team player in certain aspects of your life so you can succeed and build those connections.
Yeah.
If you're not able to collaborate with other people, how are you supposed to succeed as a person? Like, sure, you can be on your own and all, but like being a lone wolf only gets you so far. Like, and in the end, you're gonna die alone. So it's like, why push people away rather than like help them help you by helping each other? And like, I don't know, when my friends succeed, I feel like I succeed because they're my friend.
Yeah. It feels better. It feels better just knowing that they're doing well as you work together. You know, it's just like you want to see them succeed. Like you genuinely feel happy for them, whether they're doing better than you or not. You just want to have that connection.
Definitely surround yourself with people that are excited to see you and are excited for you, not just what you can do for them. Because a lot of people treat others like it's a transaction. Like, oh, what can I get out of you? It's like, no. You should like cherish a person for like what they bring to the table, like for who they are, what they think, what they believe, like how they treat others. Like, there's so much of the human experience that has been commoditized, like broken down into like just, I don't know, give and take, when it could just be shared. Like, why don't we fund more into like, or look more into like community garden or just like community building instead? Like programs and like social programs that help like build community, like I'm sure increase the happiness index on average.
Yeah.
For certain areas. So obviously that's like more like big picture-esque, but what you can do is just like be a kind and truthful person.
You know what I'd say? I'd say like you brought up a very good point because I was about to say yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was, dude, I just had a blank moment, bro.
Hey, it's okay, brain fart, bro.
What was I about to say?
Have a fry, jog your memory. That means eat more ice cream, Felix.
Yeah, that's true.
You'll remember. Whether or not be now, it'll be later.
You're gonna have to keep talking then.
No worries, then. Just going off, like, reflecting over just this last year and I don't know, however long this pandemic's been. Well, definitely last year was, I feel, not a recovery year, but not a struggle year either. I feel like a lot of people were stuck with themselves still and like still dealing with this pandemic, while other people were kind of just not caring about what the world is coming to. Like, I appreciate everybody who's been like staying safe out there, like keeping not just yourself safe, but like other people safe by staying vaccinated, wearing masks, social distancing, like trying to just be as careful as possible to not get anybody else sick as well as yourself, because like the rise in cases right now with the new variants, and obviously sick season because it is still winter in this part of the world. I'd say just take care of yourselves is also just taking care of yourselves by taking care of others as well. Like, I have people that I live with that are at risk, like very old parents, not very old, but like at risk above 60. So
yeah, I remember the point.
Yeah.
It was when you're talking about the community.
Yes.
It reminded me, it's better to teach a man how to fish than to give a man a fish. So, you know, might as well just teach a community. That way, they don't have to always rely on getting, you know, that thing, you know? Because if they don't know the skills about it, then how are they going to do better the next time?
Yep.
They're just going to be, yeah, I don't know, just community. If you teach the community how to do things, then everyone else will know how to do it.
True.
Then they can pass it on. And it just like keeps like going up. It's going like a tree, just passing down to everybody.
That's kind of like why I like youth programs like 4-H or other programs like youth programs like the Lions Club sometimes, or just maybe even summer camps, and like other camp counselors can attest to this, like being put in like a leadership position and having to like manage other little beings. So like pretty much being in charge of kids helps shape the leaders of the future, but also just like community in general. And like I feel programs like that taught me how to not just lead, but like also follow, but also like found certain interests that I like I was interested in Legos when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to meet like a Lego robotics team at a local high school when I was in like middle school, and that was really cool. Even though I didn't pursue robotics, it was very interesting to learn about like coding and whatnot and what goes into that, and like kind of dip my toe into like that STEM like area,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just like cool to see, and like an application for not just like tinkering and building, but like
You can actually see what it's used for.
and like the innovators of tomorrow are learning that stuff today.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned summer camp because I've done that, and I've seen
Mm-hmm.
a lot of great benefits working. I'd say like if you're looking for a job and you like just got out of high school, I'd say like I know this is only like this only applies if you're like got a lot of patience
Mm-hmm.
and like enjoy working with kids, but I would recommend being a camp counselor because when you're a camp counselor, like it helps you be a great role model for them. So like because like you don't know what's going on in that kid's life. They might be
Yep.
like going through a lot of stuff, but like being that role model, and like I've seen a lot of kids just be happy, just looking forward to the day, just hanging out with them. Like it helps them. It's also a great way for them to like handle stress because a lot of kids don't know what it is, like what's going on in their mind. They don't realize that it's the stress that's building up. So like just seeing them just genuinely enjoy activities, seeing them smile, and like seeing them actually be happy and caring, it's just like it means a lot, especially when sometimes like a kid recognizes me like that just makes my whole day because then it reminds me that I'm not doing it for money. I'm not trying to flex, and just I just want to help the next generation, just and to be able to be a part of that impact for their life. Because as a kid I used to go to a lot of summer camps, so that's also why it was more touching to me, because I've seen what it's like being a camp counselor back when I was a kid, and then remembering like I had a special connection with that camp counselor. Now it's the same to me. It's like full circle. It's really nice to see, very rewarding. It's very intense though, but it's worth it. You just learn so much.
Dude, it's a lot going from the role of like, I don't know, a kid being and then having to be the authority figure.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like very nice because I feel like a lot of people would benefit in pursuing something that is mentorship based, kind of. Not exactly teaching, but just like mentoring. Like being like an older like good influence on like the younger generation, whatever generation you are relative to like what your age is, obviously. I feel like it's very beneficial to like pass on knowledge and like advice to like the younger generations. So like I don't understand why older generations like keep on chastising young people for being so frivolous and wasteful when we're trying our best to just enjoy our youth and be ourselves, and also try to care about the planet, while at the same time these older people just kind of trash us for being young. And it kind of sucks because like it makes this like dichotomy of us versus them, like old people versus young people, like baby boomers versus Gen Zs, and like millennials versus whoever, and Gen X, and it's just this constant like state of conflict between people of different ages. Because I get it, generational differences and disconnects happen all the time. Like I see that when talking and arguing with my parents' generation and my cousins, even like we're all different ages, we're all different, slightly different backgrounds, different outlooks, different like point of views, different perspectives on life, different. Heck, we all live in different Americas at this point because we all have different experiences with like a collective this collective like body of states. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you go across the country, like there's just different people everywhere, which is amazing, and I love that about America. But it's also what's kind of separated people, because I feel like we just don't talk to each other enough about what's actually dividing us. Like I feel like what's actually dividing us is just like dang, I had something. I really did.
I mean, I think it's interesting because, yes, there is a little disconnect, and there's not always bad older people. Like, there's some that are like super supportive of the kid.
Of course.
I think you're onto something though, because a lot of them, what they all have in common is that they're all trying to be mentors. They just don't know how to handle it the right way. So like, like an old guy's like, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. Well, it's because like they generally don't want anything bad to happen to you, but they just don't know how to say it in the nicest way possible, and they weren't taught how to do it. So like, if we just teach them how to be like a right mentor, then they can approach it better.
Correct.
And that way, each generation can interpret it in their own language, but like not feel disrespected, or they're trying to like reach an agreement. And I don't know, I think just mentorship is very important. It's just like how you approach it.
Like we're all people. Like treat each other like another person would. Like why would you treat another person shitty just because they're another person or they're slightly different from you? Like 99% we're the same. It's that 1% that makes us all different. And that 1%, like, there's so much variability that like we all look like different species sometimes, like different skin tones, different heights, different hair, like, but that doesn't matter because we're all humans. So just treat each other like you would another person. Like the golden rule persists. Communication is key. Like, just talk to other people, and I promise you, if you try to like listen and not just talk, you will find out that like you're more similar to a stranger than you might know. Like, obviously right now it's kind of turbulent and kind of scary, so it's like it's hard to meet new people, which is fine, but like remember that we're all gonna get through this if we do it together as people.
Facts.
Like, treat each other like people. It's not that hard, but we just like to, like I said, separate and segregate ourselves, but hopefully we can come together more.
I mean, yeah, I'm looking forward to trying a mentorship program, because like I want to learn, and then if I want to be a great example, a role model, then I think that'd be perfect to try, and then I could use that, maybe help other people. I think that's gonna be, that's what I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try and join mentorship, something in a way where I can like come to a better understanding and like help people, like without like making them feel threatened, or like feel like they have to change. Just like that accepting, that passion and love for each other.
Like, granted, not everybody's gonna like you, or not everybody's gonna like everybody. That's just to be granted.
Mm-hmm.
But just don't let trivial things get in the way of that. Like, don't let, I don't want to say obviously brush aside like all past experience and past like prejudices that have been railed against you or that you've had in your mind. Just try your best to just start at the base level. What makes you similar rather than what makes you different? Like, usually we all have like similarities that we can draw upon, and similar experiences even. They're like, oh, are we all living the same life? Like a lot of people, especially I feel, young people can attest to this, that like we've all kind of lived like similar lives up to a point, and then where our differences could like diverge is where like, oh, how we become like our own person. Because like we all collectively, I feel like, are more open-minded and educated about certain topics and social behaviors slash
experiences and where they came from, and
yeah, and so I feel like we can all like relate to each other on a certain level, and that's why like I enjoy being a part of this generation because we have memes and we have a certain collection of jokes that we can all reference and understand, and like kind of we've all grown up in similar ways that like we can see the world somewhat in like hopefully like a good way. Like I know we all think we're doomed in a certain manner, but if we can all come together and freaking try to do our best, I feel like we can make some change. It's just very hard to see that when it's like the world's all just kind of crazy about it right now.
Yeah, I mean, the understanding similarities, I feel like, that's pretty relatable because as a kid, the first thing you do is you ask them questions, figure out what you have in common, and then, like, once they find it, they immediately talk about it. Like, we just kind of start doing that now. Like, I don't know why it just stopped after we slowly reached an age.
I don't know, I feel like that's why a lot of people as adults have trouble finding friends that are also adults. I don't know, because we all focus on, like, not just ourselves, but just, I don't know. We focus on different things and kind of let our certain connections dwindle / fade away. And it's okay, people drift apart all the time. Like, it's just natural progression of life. Like, you're not going to stay in touch with everybody, unfortunately. But the ones you do will hopefully be there for you. But there's also, like, room for, like, new connections in life. Like, always. Like, there's always going to be somebody new. Like, there's always somebody that you haven't met, haven't talked to, and that you don't know if they're going to have, like, an impact on your life or not, or that you're going to have an impact on theirs, and you might not even know it. Like, your random act of kindness could just, I don't know, save, or not save somebody, but, like, affect change and just
improve it,
make the world a better place. Like, leave it better than you found it. Like, why can't we just do that? Like, pick up after yourselves, be nice to each other, like, mind your business. But just, I don't know, a lot of people just disregard others just because it serves themselves, and it's just very discouraging seeing that as, like, the mentality of today.
I mean, it is a little scary to think about, but I always like to think of more of the positives, like,
This is true.
Like, we've definitely, with a lot of events going on, we've definitely I feel like we got a little closer because we do value a lot of friends now. True. Especially since we were all locked at home.
True.
And like, thank goodness we had phones, because if we didn't, we would never see each other. We'd be like, who are you again? But like, with social media, we just valued our friendship even more, because you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in forever, Like, you can generally tell that they missed you.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad to see you again. Like, you're alive, you're healthy, like, and then they start, cherishing every interaction, because, we never expected to all just hang out one day and then the next day we're all locked, Like, now that we've seen it and experienced it, we want to make sure that we're actually checking up on them. Now, a lot of people are caring more about each other, because it's took a toll from everybody.
Yeah.
So, gotta help each other. Like you said, great message, by the way. Dude, 1 minute, man, but I felt like this was like 15 minutes. Like, we just got through like so much.
We definitely talked about it a lot, and I feel like we got definitely deeper than even I thought we were gonna get this time.
Dude, that's perfect though, because like it's a great message, and like somebody might see this in like 5-10 years. I plan on holding on to this, looking back, and like keeping this content, because someone might stumble across it.
The internet is forever, man.
Yeah. I mean, with 1 minute, anything you'd like to say? As a guest, you always have to close it.
Of course.
That's my new thing now.
Okay.
They always have to close it. I do the
I'm down with
opening.
that. So, Devon here. Thank you guys for listening. Please tune into the LTA podcast whenever you can, even if it's 50, 100 years in the future, whether or not the internet is still there or not, whether or not we're still here. Please be kind to yourself. Love who you are. Accept yourself for who you are, and don't forget to prioritize yourself. But also, don't, like, take no shit, but do no harm. Like, don't let anybody, like, yuck your yum, but make sure you always improve upon yourself instead. Like, don't focus on others. Like, just do the best you can, and that's all you can ask for.
Sweet.
Peace.
Have a great day, everybody.